Hi guys, welcome to ETland, and today I'm going to do a complete tutorial on how to play and mod Stardew Valley 1.6 on all these H700 devices by Anbernic, as well as other devices that support Portmaster. It will be a step-by-step tutorial and it will be rather long. You can go to the timestamp and skip the steps that you have already done. So here are some of the H700 series from Anbernic. You can see that there are a lot of them and there will be more. And amongst them, there are many of them that are being supported by MuOS, and there are many devices that support Portmaster. As long as those devices support Portmaster, there is a good chance that you can also play Stardew Valley on that. So as long as you can play Stardew Valley, you can actually mod them using my method, and I'll talk about that later. Let's get back to the topic. Okay, so now we want to mod our H700 devices. First of all, what we have to get is a SD card that is 60 gig or above, and then it has to be FAT32 formatted. Why I would say that a 32 gigabyte card is actually better, because for some reason both the SD card 1 and SD card 2 has to store Stardew Valley so that it will work, or otherwise I tried and it will crash. So it will be better if you have some storage on that is available for you to store more games, because probably you will want to play other Portmaster games and you'll need it. Second thing is that you'll need your PC, because we will have to flash the MuOS image onto the card using Rufus, and that is a free software. We'll go through the installation in a second. Third of all, if your PC does not have a micro SD card reading slot, you have to use a SD card reader to plug the SD card into your PC. And obviously we'll need to get a MuOS supported device. Finally, you have to get your own copy of Stardew Valley from Steam, and we'll go through the download process and how to move all the things onto the SD card so that you can run Stardew Valley on it. So that's pretty much about the things you need, and we can start proceeding to prepare for the installation. So the next thing is to install MuOS. If you have already done that, you can skip that, and if you have not, you can go to the link in the description box to find the OS file for the corresponding device of yours. And then you also want to download the update file, particularly if you are owning an RG28XX. This is going to be needed in order to play Portmaster, namely Stardew Valley. And here is the link of Rufus. This is the software that I would recommend you to flash your OS to the SD card. So download the latest version and then plug in the SD card that you're going to install your OS on. I particularly suggest you to have two different SD cards for OS and ROMs. Then double click Rufus to launch it, and then select the ROM that you have downloaded from the previous website, and also be careful, select the device to the SD card that you are going to use, and then click start. The whole process of flushing the OS onto the SD card is going to take a few minutes or like 10 minutes, so be patient. After inserting that SD card into your device, this is going to be what you are going to see. Basically, it will ask you to choose the correct time zone, and then it will begin to install things on your devices, basically on your SD card. And this process is going to take about 15 to 20 minutes, so you just want to place it here and leave it for a while and then come back, because it's obviously not going to be fast. Another idea is that you can also start preparing the second SD card for the ROM files that you need, and everything. For example, if since we are going to talk about Stardew Valley, you probably want to download the compatibility version of Stardew Valley right at this time, because this is going to be just about time after you download your data, and you'll be able to play right after this installation. Alright, so now we go to Steam and then go to Stardew Valley, go to Properties, and if we go to the betas, we can click betas here, and then here is something that we can choose. We want to click compatibility for 32-bit, and that is going to download a particular game file that we can use on Portmaster. So also go to this Portmaster website to download the latest Portmaster version for Stardew Valley. And while we are waiting for the game files, we are going to download this file, and we are going to put our game data into the folder that we are going to download from here. So there are some instructions written on the page, and we are not going to go into details. Basically, this is just what I'm going to do. So just press download here, and we will go through her whole process. So after downloading the compatibility version of Stardew Valley, we can find where it is installed, and then here these files, all of them, are going to be put into the game data folder of that Portmaster folder that we download. Now plug in the second SD card for ROMs. Here is probably what you're going to see, and if you do not already have the folders for ports and ROMs, please make sure you make a new folder for them respectively. And then we are going to transfer the data here. So go to ports, and here is the place that we are going to place the Stardew Valley folder that we have downloaded previously. And here the game data is where we are going to paste the game files that we have just copied. So place it here. In order to place Stardew Valley on the second SD card, we also have to place the same folders on the first SD card for OS. Now assume your device has already installed MuOS on it after the whole long credits and stuff like that. Now we are going to update the OS before we transfer any Stardew Valley data or Portmaster data onto it. So as if you plug your SD card into computer and it doesn't show, go to this manager and change the label of the SD card that you have installed the OS. Or otherwise, if it just show up, then it's okay, you don't have to do this step. Then next we go to MuOS and go to archive. Then we place the update file that we have downloaded previously onto here. So after transferring this file, we plug back the SD cards into our device, and we are going to start updating it. Since I have installed a theme on it, it may look a little bit different, but basically you are going to navigate to Application, and then inside Application there is Archive Manager, and you're going to press A to install the update. This update is going to take you a few minutes. Once the update is finished, you can go to Application to check if PPSSPP is there. If it is, then that means the update is successful. Okay, now turn off your device and plug in the OS SD card to your computer. Just like I mentioned, both ports and ROMs folder has to be also installed here. So if you're just going to install Stardew Valley, you can just copy over from your second SD card. Okay, so here is the folder for save data, and you really do not have to put anything into it, because if you're playing it on the second SD card, you're going to use the save data on the second SD card. So you're going to place your save data over there, and yes, your PC save data is going to work. Okay, so that's pretty much about installing Stardew Valley. Now we are going to talk about mods, and we want to go to this channel here from Wisnu. I'm hopefully not mispronouncing this channel. So he has a good playlist of all the mods packs that he prepared. So there's a lot of them, and this one in particular is the one that I'm using. I'm going to put down the link of these playlists in the description box, so you can find whatever mods that you think it is suitable for you. You can find the download link of the mod pack under the description box of each of his videos, and I'm going to demonstrate how to install these mod packs. There are also methods to convert other mods into XMP so that we can use it, but that will be too complicated for this video. Alright, assume you have already downloaded the mod pack. Here are those contents that you would see from it, and since this is for 1.5, there are some mini adjustments that we have to make, but basically these are the files that we have to transfer to our SD card. If you are playing on the SD card 2, you just have to transfer it to SD card 2 and don't have to care about SD card 1 because you have the game data there and that's already enough. So here is the game data folder. We go into content and we'll see the exact same folders that we found on the mod pack. So if you want to prevent any kind of trouble, you want to back up the folders that you originally downloaded from Steam. But well, anyways, you can download it all over again. If anything goes wrong with the mod pack, you can always download it again from Steam. So basically this content folder is where we are going to place all these mods, and I also have prepared the animals that I'm using and the map that I have made some adjustment for 1.6. So it's all up to you to whether or not use the animals that I'm using, but I also want to mention that I've made some conversion of some mods online, so I personally think they look cuter. And for the maps, since 1.6 has a different map in comparison to 1.5, the mod pack is going to give you some graphic errors and some dark spots, so make sure you use these files to replace the ones that you have already transferred from the mod pack, and you will find it a lot more appealing. There may be still a few things that are imperfect for the maps, but it is definitely a lot better than that of the one for 1.5. And that's pretty much about how to install and mod your Stardew Valley on Linux handheld, especially for the ones with H700 chips. I hope you enjoyed this video and find it useful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!